Hey guys, Turnt Abel here. This week I am doing Kesha. I'm not doing Kesha. I don't know her. But I am reviewing her latest album called High Road. This album is pretty unique in a way. It's unlike other music that she's released. However, we do get a very strong Kesha presence, obviously, throughout this entire album. Now, this album has two different releases. One, obviously, for the rest of the world, and a Japanese release. The Japanese release has two edits on it, Summer, and then also Big Bad Wolf. I will not be covering these songs in this review because I didn't want to. So, before we begin talking about High Road, just want to give you guys a little background on who Kesha is, where she came from. So, Kesha, or Kesha, started in 2009. With her feature on Flo Rida's track Right Round. She had top 10 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including TikTok, My First Kiss with 303, and We Are Who We Are. At the start of her career, she got signed to RCA Records, and in 2010 she released her first album called Animal. After Animal, she released Warrior in 2012 and Rainbow in 2017. Throughout her musical career, she had some changes to her style and sound, ultimately dropping the $sign to her name in 2014 after she was released from rehab. And obviously you can't talk about Kesha without bringing up the whole thing with Dr. Luke. And by whole thing, I in no way mean that it was a small incident, because obviously sexual assault, sexual harassment are two serious topics, especially in the music industry. She sued Dr. Luke for sexual assault, battery, sexual harassment, gender violence, and also emotional abuse. However, because of statute of limitations, I guess the case was dropped by the New York Supreme Court Justice Shirley Conrick. Obviously, harboring some understandably negative feelings towards Dr. Luke, she released her hit single Praying off of Rainbow, and then later released the album in 2017. The song placed number 6 on Australia's 100 top songs of that year, and after Rainbow was released, it placed number 1 on the Billboard 200 in the US. Many critics, including myself, feel a lot of strong feminism themes throughout that album, which is why I think made it so popular. Moving forward, Kesha released her 4th studio album. She stated on the lyric website Genius that morally I try to take the high road. Sometimes you just gotta stay above it. In a sense, I take the high road, but in a sense, I definitely am not taking the high road in the self-titled song, but also I feel like in the entire album. From this quote, we can take away that Kesha will never just be one thing, instead offering multiple different meanings and interpretations to different people about some of her songs. In this case, maybe labeling the album High Road while also stating that sometimes she doesn't take the high road is counterintuitive. Maybe the album should have been called something like Moving Forward or This Is Me Now, just because she reinvents herself every couple of years. So she was sort of similar from Rainbow and also this album. So I think the next form of Kesha that we'll see, maybe her name will be all lowercase, is going to be different than the Kesha we're currently talking about and listening to. I just want to take a second to talk about the album artwork. As you can see, the album artwork shows Kesha as of what I see as a candle with a flame going right in the middle of it. However, part of the candle has melted. I feel like this could be an interpretation that Kesha still has this fire, this spark inside of her that refuses to go or refuses to die out, although she does have some damage done to her. Notice that there's also like a bust of her face rather than a full body candle, and I feel like that's really important because your face shows who you are. And in this album, I feel like Kesha is trying to show us who she is. So, talking about the track list, the first song on the album is called Tonight, which incorporated lyrics like, "Tonight's the best night of our lives, can you feel it, we got it all, if we're alive." The song eventually moves on to a post-chorus with Kesha singing, "Bitch, we going out tonight, bitch, we going out, bubba, bitch, we going out tonight, bitch, pick up your phone. Lyrics like this show that although Kesha is releasing more material, there will still be that essential party piece that makes Kesha Kesha. Frankly, after listening to Rainbow, I was surprised that Tonight wasn't a more of an in-depth song, just because the lyrics to the song were very basic, whereas Rainbow was so impactful that I thought she used the first track off of this album as more of a stepping stone, which unfortunately for me anyway didn't happen. Track 2 is called My Own Dance, and I was really surprised by this song because, as said before, it wasn't impactful in any way. This track basically shows that she's not going to abide by anyone else's rules, that she's going to do her own dance, continue to do her own thing, despite what anybody thinks. Obviously, that's a strong viewpoint. You know, she's got a really good mentality about it, and it's a pretty good message. I frankly hated the song, and here's why. I feel like she reverts back to her 2012 self instead of moving forward as an artist. There was a very basic melody to the track, and the chorus to it was, hey, I don't do that, hey, I don't do that dance, hey, I don't do that, hey, I don't do that dance, don't circumcise my circumstance, hey, I don't do that dance. Very repetitive, very ordinary. I was very disappointed in how she backpedaled in that song. I felt like she could have tried to propel herself forward a little bit more. Oh my god. Raising Hell featuring Big Frida was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. This in no way is her best song on the album. She says, and I quote on Genius, that the concept of the song is that good people sometimes enjoy doing bad things, and it doesn't take away from you being a fantastic soul, which is good for her to say, but I feel like if the wrong person said it, like Dr. Luke, it could be used in a very bad way. I feel like the song wasn't her taking her high ground, like the album would have you believe. Instead, I feel like she's stooping to the level of all of her worst critics or all of the people who are telling her that she's bad or not successful or ordinary. The cringiest part of the song is during the pre-chorus where she sings, drop it down low, drop it down low, drop it, drop it down low, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop, drop, drop it, down low, bounce it up and down where the good Lord split it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Moving on, track 4, High Road, was one of the better songs on the album. The introduction really hooked the listener in because of her voice in conjunction with the musical pitch of the beat. This was more of a cheerleader type song with her rapping BITCH, I'm that bitch you love to hate, STR8, talk that shit straight to the bank. So, aggressive, passive, aggressive. It's the cheerleader type beat that she's been doing for years, and frankly, it needs to stop. I'm tired of it. I really liked the chorus and how she sang. I thought the chorus was really well written. Track 5, Shadow, is more of a ballad on the album. It starts out with her singing and a piano playing. The song sounds super similar to a song on Rainbow, which might be one of the main reasons why I was really fond of it. The song was also written by Kesha's mom, P.B. Serber, who also wrote Old Flames in the album Rainbow, and it was also written by Drew Pearson, who wrote multiple songs with Kesha, such as Woman, Bastard, and Spaceship. This song is about moving on while also being yourself and sticking to your roots. The chorus, go get your shadow out of my sunshine, out of my blue skies, out of my good times, so get your darkness out of my damn way, I'll be dancing in the rain. That was it was playful imagery. I really enjoyed that. That really stuck to me because I can think of a lot of people who would really do that. I have danced in the rain once or twice in my life, and honestly, it's a pretty freeing experience. Track 6, Honey, features Taylor Parks. I really like the guitar introduction to the song. The lyrics represent what happens when you break girl code, which, once again, wasn't appealing to me. Honestly, you could probably just skip this song. Anyway, the vibe was kind of fun. Track 7 was called Cowboy Blues, and it starts with Kesha laughing which is such a, ugh, oof. That fake laugh that Kesha does it all the time. Kesha is known for that little laugh or like that snicker that she does in songs, and then sing it with me, idiot or shithead or whatever. And it's completely unnecessary. It's so cringy. I like the song Cowboy Blues. I like the chorus about it. I like how catchy it is. I like the slowness of it because I feel like it goes along with some of the popular songs really well. There's like an evenness to it. But parts of the song, do you ever lie in bed with your 3 cats and get obsessed with some boy you met one time 3 years ago in Nashville, and you can't remember his last name and think? And then she goes into the chorus. But it's just unnecessary. Track 8 features Brian Wilson, Sturgill Simpson, and Abel. Brian Wilson is known as the Mozart of pop, so obviously this is going to be one of, if not the best song. Another slower song on the album, but like I said before, I like the slower songs of Kesha. I'm starting to think more than the poppier songs because I feel like they're more genuine. I feel like she's showing more of a genuine emotion rather than a cheerleader type beat that sounds non-organic. Little Bit of Love is track 9, and I enjoyed the song. It was probably one of my favorite songs on the album. I think that Kesha uses way too many people. Let's just talk about this for a minute. Kesha Kesha has so many other people on this record that it's like they're all holding her up instead of her standing by herself. Let's look at this. So not only did I already talk about the country artist Sturgill Simpson, Brian Wilson, but she also has her friend Abel on it. She has Taylor Parks on this. She has her mom on a bunch of these tracks. Stuart Crichton. How many more people do you need, Kesha? It takes away from her being a genuine artist. You know, she helps other people create different songs. I know that she helped Lil Uzi produce one of his albums or one of his mixtapes. But like, move forward as an artist. You don't have to produce the album by yourself. But like, you don't need all of these other singer-songwriters on the song to make it. Just do it. Track 9, A Little Bit of Love. I enjoyed the song. Record producer Stint is also on this song, as well as Fun frontman Nate Russ and Abel as well. I like the song more of the oohs and ahs and less of actually the lyrics to the song. I feel like the lyrics were very shallow. I was very disappointed. Up until this point, I had been really positive towards the album, but a lot of the lyrics, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel genuine. Track 10 is Birthday Suit, and all I remember is this snap clap track, and that's about it. There was like a Game Boy type beat in it, and then there's also the lyric, God, I want to get you in your birthday suit. And that's really about it. That's all you really need to know about the song. Kinky features Kesha, and I was super confused by this when I first saw it, because how is it going to feature herself when this is her album? According to Genius, Kesha is featured in the song during the rap portion of it, and that's really about it. There's not much to be said about this song. The Potato Song. Let's talk about track 12 for a second. The Potato Song, or 'Cause I Want To. This had an Oompa Loompa type beat, I swear to God. This beat honestly was funnier than the phone call in the last track, because it sounded like it was trying so hard to be serious, but who's gonna take like the Oompa Loompa theme serious? I like the experimentation, but I don't think a song about doing what you want should involve songwriter Stuart Crichton and also her mom, PVC Seabird. Once again, this feels like Kesha has a bunch of people holding her up instead of just doing the song, just writing it herself. I really enjoyed all of the instruments on the song as well, like the baritone sax, the flugelhorn, and the trombone. But other than that, I felt like the lyrics were really basic and ordinary. BFF is track 13. It features Rabel. Surprise. I like the tone difference between Rabel and Kesha, but I felt like there was too much auto-tune to Rabel's voice, like he couldn't actually sing, and that they needed a lot just to boost his voice and make it kind of like comparable with Kesha's, or at least on the same line. The song reflects just being best friends with someone, just having a pal around. There's not much to the song other than that. You know, lyrics like it's 5 years later and it keeps on getting better. My mom's here too. Stuck out to me because they were pretty cringy. Track 14, Father-Daughter Dance, was one of my favorite songs on the album. Obviously from the title, it was one of the slower songs on the album, which I like. I do enjoy listening to it. So thank you guys for watching the video. What did you think about it? Did you like the album? Did you hate the album? Did you agree with my score on it? What would you rate it? Leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys next week. See you later.